The attorney representing Gloria Farber is questioning how her son-in-law, Fotis Dulos, could support his five children now in her care since he claims in testimony in court filings to have few assets and no future contracts, and the mortgage on his Farmington home is in default. We believe Mr. Dulos is less than forthright in regards to his business affairs, said attorney Richard Weinstein, who represents Gloria Farber in civil lawsuits against Fotis Dulos outside a Hartford courtroom Monday morning. I requested that we be allowed to perform a forensic examination of his business accounts, which he has declined. In talking to a Hearst reporter, Weinstein wondered out loud how Fotis, who is facing criminal charges in the disappearance of his estranged wife Jennifer Dulos and a $2.5 million in lawsuits brought against him by the Farber family in his business dealings, would be able to take care of his five children if his finances were in disarray. Weinstein declined to provide specific comment on the custody battle that is shaping up between his client and Fotis Dulos, other than the statement about the forensic examination he proposed. Less than 2 days after claiming someone from Greece has been bankrolling his criminal defense team during a deposition in Weinstein's office last week, attorney Rich Rockland, representing Fotis Dulos in his divorce, filed two motions seemingly signaling his client's renewed quest to get his children back from Farber. One motion asked the court to appoint an attorney to represent his oldest two children, twin 13-year-old boys, in custody proceedings. He was barred from seeing his children by the Stamford Superior Court judge as the criminal case is pending. As the search for Jennifer Dulos has entered a fourth month, scrutiny over her estranged husband's finances has intensified. Attorney William Murray, representing Fotis Dulos, appeared Monday in Hartford Civil Court, where Fotis is facing a $2.5 million lawsuit filed by Gloria Farber, who has accused him of failing to repay loans he used for his real estate development company, the Ford Group. Weinstein has questioned where Fotis Dulos has been getting the money to pay for his high-profile criminal defense attorney Norm Pattis and celebrity private investigator Patrick McKenna. Monday's court proceedings focused on months-old motions filed by Fotis Dulos' legal team to get tax returns and other financial information dating back to 2005 from Gloria Farber. Weinstein argued in an objection against the release of the information on the grounds it was immaterial to the lawsuit, a form of harassment and a way of Fotis gaining access to the family's finances. Judge David Shapiro was also slated to hear arguments in Murray's objection to Weinstein's motion seeking about $5,000 in legal fees after Fotis Dulos failed to show up for two scheduled depositions in the lawsuit. Shapiro declined to rule on either motion during Monday's proceedings. Murray pointed out that he had just recently been hired to represent Fotis Dulos in the lawsuits, and he did get his client to a deposition last week. "We are complying as best we can," Murray said. "We would request that the court not issue any sanctions or attorney fees." In a deposition in the civil lawsuit last week, Fotis Dulos claimed not to know the specifics about how his team was getting paid, according to a motion filed Thursday by Weinstein. He lacked knowledge as to who was paying for the criminal defense and private investigator, except that the funds were coming from Greece and being channeled through an attorney in New York and paid over to attorney Norm Pattis. Weinstein wrote in his motion that accused Fotis Dulos' attorneys of being on a media roadshow and purposely ignoring requests for information and downplaying his years of financial troubles. Murray said last week the civil complaints have no merit and have been filed in an effort to destroy his reputation, alienate him from his children, and destroy his business. Murray also contended in a recent motion that Weinstein's filings were making it difficult for his client to make a living. In response, Weinstein argued Fotis Dulos' contentious 2-year divorce and publicized financial troubles have caused potential customers to stay away from his company, according to the motion filed last week. Fotis also contended in previous court filings that he has about $323,000 in assets, potentially up to $7 million in debt, and no new contracts for his high-end homes in 2019. Fotis Dulos and his gal pal Michelle Troconis have pleaded not guilty to tampering with evidence and hindering prosecution charges in connection with Jennifer Dulos' May 24th disappearance. Gloria Farber, Jennifer's mother, has been caring for the 5 Dulos children since her daughter went missing. Farber has been granted the right to intervene in the Dulos divorce and is seeking sole legal custody of the children. Police have said they believe Jennifer Dulos was the victim of a serious physical assault based on evidence found in the garage of her New Canaan home. Police said around the time she was reported missing, video surveillance in Hartford showed 2 people resembling Fotis Dulos and his gal pal making more than 30 stops in a 4-mile stretch, according to arrest warrants. The man who appeared to be Fotis was also seen dumping bags that were later determined to contain his wife's blood and clothing, according to arrest warrants. Fotis Dulos is next scheduled to appear in Stamford Criminal Court on September 13th. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, leave me your thoughts and opinions below in the comment section.